So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 2 things that I stopped doing from last year and 2 things that I'll be adding for this year. So if you're interested, stay tuned. What I've decided to do in the new year is I really need to zero in and focus on areas of my strengths and what do I really want to see as something moving forward for this year. So whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a new pair of shoes, I like to get rid of, throw away, or donate one pair of shoes or a shirt or anything, right? Get rid of the one, and when you buy the new one, you can replace it. So you have something new to show for. Of course, we need to build up that amount of things to begin with, but just like in real life, you know, we have different goals and objectives that we're trying to get through, and we realize that we can't achieve everything if we just keep adding. So there's different strategies, there's different methods that people use, but this is one way that I like to do it. And one thing that I realized is that at the end of last year, I was starting the YouTube channel a little bit more and more, and I had a video every day. I was trying to create new content. So nothing wrong with that. It's just that what I started to realize is that I had many different ideas and not really focused on any one thing. So what I'm going to be doing for this year, for 2022, is I'm going to be reducing my keto videos, which means I'm also reducing keto, and I've decided to stop doing the ketogenic diet. Now, that is the first thing, and what am I going to replace with it? Well, I'm going to be switching over to focusing in on calories in, calories out, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about different bodybuilders and things and what they do, and it seems to be pretty consistent. Of course, for me, it's not about bodybuilding, but it's about losing fat, losing weight, and building muscle along the way. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to be focusing more on, so if I'm doing less videos for ketogenic diet and progress, and also the Monday Madness. So I did it for a few weeks and I realized it's just a lot of extra video to create, which I don't really need to, because what I'm going to be focusing on now is the transition into 2022 is I'm going to be focusing on learning the Thai language.
Okay, we are back here at Glossika, ai.glossika.com, and I'm in my my personal dashboard right now. So as you can see here on the left, I'm learning Thai, and my level, my reps, and how much I'm doing in review right now. I started it this morning already, so I try to do the review every morning and then learn the new items in the afternoon. And so the way this is set up is that at your dashboard here, it kind of shows you your progress, how many hours you've spent learning, your reps, and how many sentences you're working on. You can also, at the very beginning, do a test, right? So a test is kind of a placement test of how much you know. And what I decided to do is just to do at the beginner level. So I haven't done this test before, and that's fine. So right now, my level is A1 low. So I'm at the very beginner Thai elementary level, okay? And so if you can see down here on this dashboard here, it shows the memories in real time. So it shows the words that I'm learning right now. Now, right now, I cannot read Thai script, so I don't know what that says. But you can actually go in there, and then the skills, I'm not really quite sure what these mean right now. I guess if you click on it, you know, it talks about how you learn to talk about states, adjectives, being somebody, and other acts of speech and thought. And here's some examples, okay? So this is the beginner level and what I'm learning right now. And the other categories are memory. So this is kind of a collection of the words that or the sentences that I'm learning right now. So for example, let's just look at the first one. Hong ni rong jang. Okay, so let's click on this one. So you can actually see as to if you were to type it, if you're going to practice typing, that's how you would type it using like Roman text. and this is what it means, the different tones. So I haven't learned that yet for this program. Right now I'm focused on pronunciation, reading it and being able to pronounce it correctly. So this is what it will show you. It'll show you that it'll tell you in English, it's hot in this room. Here's the Thai script for it. And pronunciation, it'll show that to you, as well as phonetically how to say it. So you can see the first time I was given this sentence was January 13th, and here's what I sounded like.
อันนี้รุนจัง อันนี้รุนจัง
Okay, that was the first time I did it. And it gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So this was a new word on the 13th. And today it gave it to me earlier today.
อันนี้รองจัง อันนี้รองจัง
So you can hear I'm getting better. And this is what it should sound like.
ห้องนี้ร้อนจัง ห้องนี้ร้อนจัง
And you can hear it's quite quick. And you can actually set the level if you want it faster or slower. I choose to set it at 1-to-1 for the simple reason that I need to learn how it sounds at normal level. Okay. So that's memory. Vocabulary, right now it's in beta version. So I haven't really played around with this too much. And I guess here's the vocabulary. I haven't really learned much about what that is yet. And topics. So this is interesting if you're learning a certain area or you want to focus in on a certain area over time. So these are all different categories, I'd say, or topics that you'll be learning about. So in business, here's all the topics that'll be related to towards fluency, right? So this is someone that's speaking fluently. Often I've heard when people talk about learning a language that there's some areas that maybe they don't understand very well. And so from what I've seen is that, for example, you'll learn some words related to these categories as well. So that is all in here. And you can turn things on and off if you want to. As you can see here, there's some topics about books, English culture, about language, language names, paleography, not sure what that is exactly, Thai culture, writing, proper nouns, philology. Okay, so you can turn all of these on and off. So for example, if you're trying to learn a language but you don't want to learn about military terms, then you can turn these off. So for me, I just leave everything on right now and kind of go, I'm a beginner level, so it's not going to give me anything too difficult. Okay, so what happens is you have a review and you have learn new items. And you can set the number each day at what you want. So if you take a look here, so this would be the beginning of the lesson. I've already started it today. I did 35 repetitions already. And so here's an example of today's review.
It's out of gas.
น้ำมันหมดแล้ว น้ำมันหมดแล้ว
And so basically what you do is I would hit record. น้ำมันหมดแล้ว And you can say it one time or more than one time. น้ำมันหมดแล้ว
What time does the movie begin?
And it saves that.
หนังเริ่มกี่โมง หนังเริ่มกี่โมง
หนังรบกี่โมง หนังรบกี่โมง
What time does the movie end tonight? คืนนี้หนังจบกี่โมง คืนนี้หนังจบกี่โมง
คืนนี้หนังจบกี่โมง คืนนี้หนังจบกี่โมง
What time do the stores close? ร้านปิดกี่โมง ร้านปิดกี่โมง
Okay, so real quick is that, so you can start to see the patterns, right? The word ran means stores, bit means close, kimong means time, right? And so I've started to learn about this already. So when we are saying a sentence, what time do the stores close? In Thai, the way it's written is stores, close, time, right? So, and the other thing you can do is that you can turn on and off the phonetics. So if you want to practice, like this is review time right now. So I should after a few times that I've learned this, I don't really need the phonetics and I don't really need the pronunciation. Or if you want to learn just how to write the phonetics and not focus on pronunciation, you can do that too. So here's what that would look like.
What time do the stores close? ร้านปิดกี่โมง ร้านปิดกี่โมง
Ran pit kimong. Ran pit kimong.
This bag is heavy. กระเป๋าใบนี้หนัก กระเป๋าใบนี้หนัก
Krapao bai ni nak. Krapao bai ni nak. Krapao bai ni nak.
That's impossible. เป็นไปไม่ได้ เป็นไปไม่ได้
Ben bai madai. Ben bai madai.
What time is it?
So that's an example of if your transcriptions are off, right? And there's actually another setting that you can do that you would actually start typing it. So I'm not ready for that level at this point, but that is another level for this, because I think a key part for Thai language is learning what the script says, right? So each one of these, and the way Thai language works is that sentences are all scrunched together. There's no spacing, right? And I can actually show you a website that you can use to separate a sentence into words, which I have actually found to be quite helpful.
What time is it? กี่โมงแล้ว กี่โมงแล้ว
Okay, so I'm going to show that to you right now. What time is it? So I'm going to copy this.
กี่โมงแล้ว กี่โมงแล้ว
And I have another website that I found. It's under this tab here, Thai to English, thai2english.com. And basically, and it talks about it here, is that it'll separate it for you. So space that, return. You do have to log in, but here's what it shows, right? Ki mong lao. Okay, so it separates it into ki mong, what time. Lao means already, right? Ki mong lao. And it's the word breakdown. Ki mong, what time. Lao, and, or already. Okay, so this has actually been quite helpful. So I can do it this way, and then to hear what it says, because this website doesn't show how to say, it doesn't say the word for us. And if I'm not in Glossika for training, if I'm not in the program, right, like how am I going to practice the pronunciation? Of course, you can use Google Translate, which is fine, right? So actually what I'm going to show you is, what I did is I created bookmarks, and everyone knows about bookmarks, right? But what I did right here is all of these bookmarks are related to learning Thai language, okay? Some of them I use all the time, some of them not as much. So what I do is I right click, open all 14 in a new window, and now you can see I'm opening up the whole system of learning Thai language, okay? So this is actually something very helpful that I've kind of learned to use along the way. And of course, there's going to be some things in here that I'm not going to be using. So some of it's just for my research later. For example, I know these ones I don't need right now. Okay. Training, I'm already in here right now. So again, we have that Ki mong lao, what time is it, right? And I don't need that right now. So you could go here and you could put it into Google Translate. What time is it? Right? And it will tell you, of course, the
What time?
what time, right? Ki mong lao, what time? What time is it? Phrase, what time is it? Right?
กี่โมงแล้ว
Now, that's okay, but it's like very digital, right? So, and I can't really capture it and put it into, for example, Anki, which I use for flashcards. So, what I like to do is there's a website, another website. So I have Ki mong lao, and I go to this one, forvo.com, and I don't know why, but it always logs me out. And I log in with my Gmail. Okay. All right, so I'm in here now, and I'm going to paste that phrase, and it should show up here, Ki mong lao.
กี่โมงแล้ว
It's okay, it's better. It's not great, it's better. So Here it is, female from Thailand.
กี่โมงแล้ว
Okay. And you can actually download it. So that is what is helpful. You can download the pronunciation. So I've done that. So I use that website. I can use this one to kind of figure out what things mean, as well as on here. What time is it? กี่โมงแล้ว What time already? What time already? Okay. And then I can put it into Anki, which this is not the same one. Let's go back to the apps that I have. And here it is, very basic program for me. But okay, it's a common phrase, right? So you click on, let's make it bigger. Click on common phrases, and I'm going to add a common phrase. Okay. On the front of it, I usually like to put it in Thai. And we had earlier the script, right? So how do I say it? I need to go to right here. กี่โมงแล้ว Copy that. And I'm going to put it here. Now, if I want to, I can actually separate these. So if I look at the script here, what I can do is I can see it goes to there. So this is กี่โมง กี่โมง is that part. And I can highlight that. That's กี่โมง, and that is แล้ว. กี่โมงแล้ว. Okay, so it's separate now. And on the front, I would write down, or on the back, I would write down, what time is it? Question. And just for my own reference, I would type in like Glossika phrase, because it's a tag, right? So for me to add it as a Glossika phrase, that means like I got it from Glossika versus me learning about it just in real life. What I like to do is that if I'm learning, if I go out today and I were to ask somebody, oh, what time is it in English? I think, oh, I need to learn that in Thai. And so I would bring it into the Anki flashcards. So กี่โมงแล้ว what time is it, right? And add. Okay, so that's kind of the system of what I've been using to learn this. So it's now in common phrases, and I have a whole bunch in common phrases right now. Here's what I have right now. So you can see my phrases. ขอบคุณสำหรับทุกๆอย่างค่ะ. That means thank you very much. ร้านคาเฟ่เปิดทั้งวัน. ร้านคาเฟ่ that means coffee shop. เปิด means open. ทั้งวัน means all day. That's what I've learned. Did you eat dinner? Right? Did you eat dinner? คุณกินข้าวเย็นหรือยัง? Did you eat dinner? กี่โมงแล้ว? Right? We just added that one. What time is it? ฉันขอพับเพชรได้ไหม? This is something I have a hard time saying, and I was at the hospital the other day, and I said, can I see a doctor in English? And I realized, you know what? I need to learn this in Thai. So this is an example of, I have a hard time to pronounce this very well. So I would copy that, okay? And then I'm gonna go to the website for pronunciation. And this one was this one. Let's see if it shows up. It might not show up because it's a sentence. Let's see. Copy and paste. Yeah, it's not on there. So that's a little bit challenging. If it's a sentence that I don't know, I have to kind of break it down. And what I can do is I can go to, browse. So here it is here. And if I learn how to say it correctly, right, you can always add in your own audio. So I have the cursor here, and I have the microphone, right, so I can record it. If I learn how to say it, or if I can get my wife to say it, I can say, okay, can you say it for me? ฉันขอพับเพชรได้ไหม? And it saves it. Okay.
ฉันควรพับเพชรได้ไหม
So I don't know how good that is, but it's done, right? And I can get that revision done by maybe either a Thai language teacher for me, or somebody that is fluent in Thai or understands how to say that, so they can re-record it for me. So this is a combination of how I've been training myself to learn Thai, right? So I've used, number one is this Glossika program. So I'm A1 low level right now. I've done about 2 hours right now, so just getting started. Again, we can do review, and then we can do learn new items. So what I did is, I think, let's see, I forget where it's at. Gonna go in, yeah. What you can do, and I forget, oh, here it is, under edit here, is you can set daily goals. So I decided, at the beginning I did like 25 reps for review. 25 reps, that means you're saying that 25 times over, or you can do 50 or 75, 100. So it says, if you're not sure how to set for yourself, we recommend 25 reps at the starting point for new learning items, right? So they recommend 25 for new items. And for review, I think it's really about how much time you want to spend. So for me, I chose 50, right? So 50, and then, 50 for new items. And it says if you have 30 minutes for review, recommend 75 to 100 reps. So I think review is really important. So I do about 100 reps every day for the review. So that's 50, I haven't learned them yet. And review is 100. I've done almost half of those right now. So I use Glossika first. So it ends up being about maybe, I forget how much time, because right now it's 2 hours total. I need to adapt it because I'd like to spend about maybe 45 minutes on this. And then the Anki flashcards, right? So Anki is both on the computer and on my phone. And one thing you can do is that the way it works with Anki is that you can set it up so that everything syncs to the web, and then you sync your phone to the web, you sync your computer to the web, so that everything gets synced up to the web, right? So you have to be a little bit careful when you're uploading it, otherwise you can delete things. So I think you have to just think a little bit. So right now I updated this just a little bit ago. Kimong Lao, what time is it? Now I want to sync it to the web. Right? Now it's synced to the web. Now next time I go to my phone, I need to sync it from the web to my phone, so it's updated on my phone. And then if I make any changes on my phone, I sync it to the web. And then I come back here and I sync again. So it's kind of back and forth. So this is the second method. And then the third method is literally like writing in my notebook to practice what is the Thai script. And that's when I open up, basically I open up everything. Right, so I use all of these tabs, right? So I'm learning what are the Thai script, right? So this has the Thai consonants, how to write them, and what are they, how to write them. This has, what I've been told is most of the vowels, but there's special vowels that it doesn't include. So I've been trying to figure that out as well, okay? And there's a few other websites. So if you see these tonal marks, if the syllable has a tone mark above it, this is actually tones, right? So I'm kind of just using a few of these as a guide as well. And I just found this yesterday, which I think is kind of interesting. So for example, this vowel, let's see, what have I learned with vowel? I just learned this one. So this vowel is called
Sara'u.
Sara'u. Sara means vowel in Thai. So these are the vowels, short and long vowel, right? So I just found this. I think it might be quite helpful for me as well. So that's what I've been learning for my learning Thai. And this is the plan. This is what I plan to do over the next weeks and months. And hopefully I can start to learn more and more about how to speak Thai. Not only just learn about it, but actually speaking Thai as well. So that's it for now. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.